Hey there, fellow classic comic collectors. As always, I'm Scott Harris King, and today I'm back with another store visit. This is a little bit of an unusual one. So I've got some store visits that I haven't had a chance to actually edit together out in the Springfield, Mass area. And so, as you know, I was recently back out in Springfield again for a comic book show. So I thought, well, while we're there, let's make it a whole comic book weekend. Because the first time I was out in Springfield, there was a comic book store that was closed called something like Bob's Hobbies and Collectibles. And so I thought, all right, let's check it out this time. So we drove on down there, and it was closed again. So don't have that to show you. However, I did another Google search because that's how you do it, and discovered that there was another comic book store in the Springfield area that did not show up for whatever reason the first time I was trying to find stores, and it's called Zombie Hideout. And so we'll be showing the video here as I'm talking. You can see all the video from Zombie Hideout. I got quite a bit of video, and as you can see, it's a huge store. So I didn't know what to think, didn't know anything about the store, so I was really surprised. I was expecting it's in a shopping mall, one of these plazas, probably, a little rinky-dink, but no, it's actually quite big. I have, just reams and reams of action figures and Funko Pops and all sorts of cool collectibles and stuff, but they also have a bunch of comics in the back. So they had some CGC books up on the wall. They had an interesting method of their filing. So basically, they did have things sorted. It was by company, it was by title, so you could go through. But what they did was, most of them didn't have prices. But there was a system. If the comic was loose, it was 50 cents. If it was in a bag, it was $1. If it was in a bag with a board, it was $3. And then there were some individual ones here and there that were priced higher that had price tags on it. But they had like dozens and dozens of long boxes, and almost everything was between 50 cents and $3. It was actually a little bit overwhelming. I spent a little bit of time there, but we were crunched for time, and there was no way that I had time to look through the stuff. So I went through a few boxes, but I didn't actually buy that much this time. But it was a great store. Staff was really friendly, and I did end up getting a couple things. One thing that's a little bit interesting for me personally, just to talk about stores, right, and how they do arrange their things, is, as you know, I love to go dollar bin diving, 50-cent bin diving. I love it. But I actually prefer, and this is going to sound weird, I prefer if they're not organized. And the reason is, and I was talking to my wife about this, trying to figure out why this is that if they are organized, I have to figure out what I'm looking for, right? So, because if I'm going through the box that's of Superman books, I'm not gonna randomly find like some cool indie book or some cool Marvel book or some other cool Bronze Age book or something. I'm only gonna see Superman. So whenever anything is organized, even if it's 50 cents or dollar bins, which is what I'm looking for, it means that I'm kind of like have to figure out what I'm looking for. And when I'm not actually looking for anything specific, it makes it more difficult instead of less difficult. Now, obviously, on those occasions when I am looking for specific things, it's way more helpful to have it organized. So there's really kind of nothing a store can do. But as you know, I've completed most of my runs that I've been looking for. So in this case, I wasn't looking for anything. So the fact that everything was so well organized made it difficult for me to just figure out what I wanted to spend my time looking at. So I ended up only buying two things, and one of them's not for me, but it's something I absolutely would have bought if I had seen it, a couple months ago or a few months ago. Right now, money's a little bit tighter for me, and I don't have the budget for the back issues. So, if this was 6 months ago, I would have definitely bought this for myself. But it was so cool. I happen to know that one of you, yes, one of you watching, was looking for this book. So I ended up picking this up for this other person. And I sent him a text message, shall remain nameless, and said, hey, do you want me to pick up this book? The answer was yes. And so here it is. Super cool book. Star Spangled War Stories number 87, featuring Mademoiselle Marie. Now, as you guys know, I have issue 84, which is the first appearance of Mademoiselle Marie, the first issue of her series. And the series only ran for 6 issues. And part of me would really like to get all of them because I think the character's super cool. It's a hard run to find. It's just really cool. And then the other part of me is like, well, I've got the first appearance, so I can just sort of chalk it up as I've got the first appearance. But if I get any of the other 5 issues, then I will need to get all of them to complete the run. So it's like either I'm just getting like keys or I'm getting the full run. It's really hard to do a mix of those. You can't go for a partial run on a 6-issue run. So it's probably for the best that I did not get this for myself, because then I have 4 more issues that I'd have to track down and buy. But not a book that you see very often. In fact, I'm not sure I've ever seen this book in person before. As you can see, it's a CGC 4.0. Great cover. So it says the cover's by Jerry Grandinetti. Just a super cool book. And I'm really happy that I've been able to pick that up for one of you out in the audience, and this will be going to a really good home. So that was really cool. So I mentioned I did buy one thing for myself. I was looking through the Superman boxes, the Action Comics boxes. That's sort of a default if I'm looking just at random stuff, because there's so many things that I could be looking for in terms of like the Dollar Bin Trading Challenge or whatever. And one of the things that I always keep an eye out for are the late, hard to find, like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th printings of the Funeral for a Friend. Didn't find any of those. But while I was looking through the box, I did find this. It's Superman number 37 from the New 52, which was Darwin Cook month. And so it's this really cool Darwin Cook cover where it's Clark Kent's office, or rather, I don't know. It might just be a janitor's office, actually, and I look at like a supply closet, because I see a janitor thing. So it's a supply closet. But Clark Kent has just been using the office, and you can see he's taken off his tie, his hat, his glasses, and he's done the quick change into Superman, flown out the window. So Darwin Cook, as I've mentioned before, greatest comic book artist ever, just the all-time great. So I have a couple others of this, but I'd really love to get all of the Darwin Cook issues. I just haven't had a chance to like really work on it, but for $3, which is what this was, I had to get it. So anyway, that was my adventure at the Zombie Hideout. I recommend everyone go and stop by. They have tons of cool stuff. You're going to need a lot of time. I was pressed for time because we were on our driving home on the way back from the convention, so I didn't have the time that I wanted to. But great store. Check it out. Let me know what you think down below. Sorry, usually I have a big pile of stuff that I pick up at the stores, but tightening the belt a little. And I did not see any romance books. They had a few like adjacent, there was like an issue of Chili, that sort of thing, but I didn't see any straight romance. So these days, unless I see some cool romance, I'm not really opening the wallet. So that's it for this time. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you next time.